Talk to your guides. Pray, not meditate. Try meditation, because you don't have to believe me. When a god or your spirit guides, any of your passed on loved ones, Chris, grandma told me she would be yours. Reach out. They're gonna tell you, and when you finally hear from that spirit, and it's gonna blow your mind, something you cannot explain. You're gonna pray that somebody was there to witness it and that they'll believe you. I would. And that'll be the moment you know. You don't have to hit me up a moment before. But it should be, I want them to make it so magical that it brings you to your knees. Alright, this is going to be short and sweet because it's morning. And I stayed up late because it took me like 4 hours to do that video, 3 hours to do that video that was only supposed to be short, but I think it was my energy that kept cutting it off. But because I'm walking through everything, I'm starting to remember stuff. So there was a couple more things I wanted to say. I just want to make sure it's all out. I started, this is actually therapeutic. I started to remember what happened again. Like, so I remembered the first episode. I wouldn't call it episode. The first time I was laced. And I remember I was with y'all and I'm walking through the store with you, holding my head down. I am completely on a mission because I think somebody is being, the girl that I had catfished, Amanda, was being kidnapped by her own husband or something, which is why I thought she was in this lady's U-Haul, and I said I attacked her or I think that's just awful. And yeah, that was when, I don't even know, I don't even remember the whole day. I just remember being in the car thinking you were helping me save her or whatever, but I forgot the point of that. But I just want, when you look back on all of these situations, instead of thinking, oh, she must be on drugs, like, because after you figured out that it was PCP, now you're knowing how long, you might know the time frame more than me, how long I had been laced. The thing is, I wanted to explain to you, I didn't smoke a lot. So I'd always roll up a joint and stop smoking. But if I didn't have any, or if I was home all day or something, my marijuana would be perfectly fine. So that's why I could do it, I'm assuming, and not do it honestly. But don't even listen to that, because I have no idea when, how, why. And I honestly don't even need to know. I don't even need to justify or explain why I got laced, because there is no good reason. And honestly, it really just feels weird to even have to try to convince you and try to make it make sense, when for me it's like common sense. To me it's like, why do I have to make it make sense? Your sister was taken advantage of. Yeah, only thing that I should feel bad about, Tasha, is being naive. And I shouldn't even feel bad. I was young. I didn't know. How am I supposed to know that? I didn't even know much about drugs. Speaking of, I'm pretty certain that when y'all realized that Bazzy was an addict, which I don't even call her that anymore, but when y'all realized that she was, I'm pretty sure y'all, like, and when you called her a crackhead, Chris, I'm pretty sure you thought that I was right there with her, because y'all swore that I did drugs, apparently. And there was some really important parts that got deleted, I guess because of my energy. There was some really important parts that got deleted, but I need y'all to know, because she deserves so much respect. She was there for me when nobody was, when my family weren't even there. And the story that I learned from her while getting to know her in jail, and it didn't, trust me, it didn't make me just say, I'm going to help this person or something. No. But I spoke when she got out, which she got out after me. the bond that we built, and I didn't have a purpose in life anymore. I now had a felony. I couldn't get a job. This was why this happened. I didn't even know all of this. I blamed felons for them not being getting a job and going and doing illegal things. I don't blame them. Well, I'm them now. I didn't go do illegal things, but I don't blame them because there is no real opportunity unless you want to work in a warehouse where you don't have no room for growth and hard manual labor and long hours, overnights, or unless you want to work at a food restaurant. That is like McDonald's and fast food, that is. So her story gave me purpose. I don't ever want to hear you or anybody else call her a crackhead or anything else derogatory because you honestly couldn't walk a foot in her shoes. I don't know many people that can. Y'all don't even know how they were trading Russian children, bringing them to America, what she went through. I'd be shocked if you didn't do drugs to numb the pain. By the way, when she did her first drug, do you know she didn't know anything about hood America. She didn't know. Honestly, hood America, the gutter, bottom, lower level, don't even know all of the drugs that they're taking. Her first word was the N word, and she doesn't know that it's a derogatory word. She didn't. She didn't know nothing about heroin, about any of these drugs out here that people were taking. It was just like, oh, my friend's smoking weed or something, and becomes an addict. I taught her all of this. And to know that she had no one that helped her, that took advantage of her with her children and all this, I had no one. I had people abandon me. She was going to have somebody, and I had somebody too. We probably definitely trauma bonded. And I promised her, I'll help you find your daughter. I'll help you get your daughter. I'll help you get both of them. One was safe and one wasn't. And I'm not even going to tell you the miraculous way that we found now my beautiful daughter and then saved her from her situation out of the state. Why do you think I'm in Ohio? Because I just wanted to move to Ohio? No, this is where her daughter was in this amazingly weird life. Now, because I don't know whether... The thing is, she is so proud of the woman she is now. But we found her daughter. And she lives with us. To this day. I made a vow to her. Honestly, me and Bazzy, we didn't even like girls. We haven't had sexual relations in 4 years. Our love is something different. I wasn't going to abandon her how I was abandoned. And now I fulfilled my promise, which is why I'm moving to Thailand, which is why we'll forever be best friends. So no, I wasn't on drugs with somebody. I was helping somebody who needed help. I was going to be the help that nobody was for me. So all BS aside, y'all, what this video shows is a snippet. Now, I'm not going to even talk about all the things I went through. Like I said, I thank you. I've had to fight men. I've had to fight women. That lifestyle in the streets is not a joke. And me being what they call a square, it ain't really a place for me, but they didn't know that this square was actually born in the hood. And I knew how to survive. But I had a gun pulled on me. I've had knives pulled on me. And it's like, it's the environment. Well, how many environments you think accept felons to live? Not the good ones. So, thanks to my spirituality, thanks to God, thanks to me awakening, thanks to me understanding life as I go through this, I survived with divine protection. And again, I'm not shaming you, but I'm just saying, man, after what I went through, I'm not going to be put through you guys accusing me of something I didn't do. So, finally, This is my last goodbye. And to be honest, I'm not sad. I'm not sad that I don't get to talk to you no more. I'm not sad that I don't get to see you. I'm not sad that I don't get to see my nephew. I'm not sad that I don't get to see my nieces. I'm not sad about any of it. I haven't seen them in years. I talk to them. I know the bond isn't there. I'm fun with all kids. I love all children. They don't know me. I miss that. You get what I'm saying? I missed that. And I'm not blaming you for not knowing my truth. I'm just not understanding why when I told you my truth, it didn't matter. So I missed all of my I don't want you in my family's life. I already missed almost half of all the things that I wanted to experience with my nieces and nephew anyway. So you're not hurting me by doing that. And I don't know if you were trying to hurt me. It seemed like you were trying to hurt me. I think there is a lot of accountability that needs to be taken. I've taken mine. In this situation, I've owned everything that I think I could have done right because I tried to figure out what could I have done wrong because y'all accused me so much that I believed that I did something wrong. You got to take accountability for your actions. You got to take accountability for your temper. You got to take accountability for the way you treat me, the way you talk to me. You got to take accountability for not believing me, to be honest. For not believing your sister that you helped raise and you like to say and think that you're my dad. Well, like him, you weren't there. Not when I needed you. Not when I needed you to believe me as if I've been lying to you my whole life. You want to know the truth? The only time I can remember a big lie I ever told to you, I don't know if I ever told you this. And now that I think of the lie, it was so stupid and I didn't understand why I was so scared to tell you the truth. This is how much of a square I was. You keep saying that I was robbed back when I was with Jasid all those years ago. By the way, years ago. But this is the final thing. You keep saying I was robbed and this, that, and the other. I wasn't robbed. We weren't robbed. I lied to you because I felt you would be too judgmental. I knew how we felt about going to jail. What happened was Jasid's daughter had a mental issue and we had to drive from Tampa to Georgia. He didn't have a license. So I drove and it was out of nowhere and we just had to hurry up and get there. I was extremely exhausted. So on the drive back, I was too tired. I didn't want to wreck. We didn't want to pull over. So I was like, can you just drive for an hour so I can get a quick nap or like just drive for a little bit? Well, he drove for a little bit and got pulled over and we got pulled over. Well, dumbly, I didn't want anything to happen to him. So I was like, just switch. I got a license. I didn't think. I was just caring about the person I was with. The father to my unborn child that I lost. You get what I'm saying? So no, I didn't want to get in trouble just because I was too tired to make the drive. So because we switched, they took him to jail. And if I would have been thinking clearly, you don't know this, but well, it doesn't matter. I get anxiety, like, I mean, you know, when you wake up startled, anybody would get anxiety like that. Now it's worse after being laced. Now I can say that and know it. Wow. Anyway, that's crazy. But so no, I was just trying to protect him and they took him to jail. So I didn't think you'd understand that. And I didn't think the cops understand. And all of this I didn't know what would happen for driving without a license. It was dumb. It was probably just would have been a ticket if I would have just been honest, you know? But anyway, so yeah, they took him to jail and I didn't have bail money and he was good for it. Great jobs. And we ended up calling his sister. I just didn't want you to judge us. So no, I didn't get robbed. We got pulled over because I was too sleepy and he didn't have a license and he went to jail. So innocent. Something so innocent. That's how you scared me, to be honest. And that's just my truth. Made me lie about something so small. You didn't make me lie. My fears of you made me lie. Because if I was just honest, nothing should have been wrong. Anyway, and we were in Georgia, and so I was stranded, and I needed help. But anyway, so that's that. That's all my truths. I don't care whether you hold that against me either. I probably won't ever talk to you again, or who knows, or maybe if you believe me, maybe hit me up, because at this point I've fought for this relationship for so long that is not worth fighting for no more. I gotta respect me now. You know, I'm not. If you don't want to be in my life, I don't want people that don't want to be in my life or that don't want to treat me right. Especially if it's literally because y'all think that I master masterly. FYI, um, maybe y'all should ask Eva about this. But when you're on PCP, there is no planning. It's next minute, next minute, next minute. There is no real plan. You're not gonna be able to plan something a night before and definitely know whatever that is that you planned the night before. It is on the go. It is every moment. It will make up anything in the now moment of what is happening. So no, I didn't say, oh, I'm gonna go do this and then remember that and then follow through with that plan. That's not how that drug work. I'll tell you that. But if you don't believe me, you have somebody that tried it. Ask her. But at least she knew that she was choosing to do that weird crap. She lived to tell nothing. But it's a difference if you know you taking something. Then you know if you see a yellow rabbit, or are there some yellow rabbit? If you see a purple rabbit, then it's not real. Whatever. Okay. I feel that this is now being drug out, probably because this is the last time I'm gonna talk to you. So I'm probably just like, and this is that it, and that is that it, is that it? That's it. So my last goodbye. Damn. It's weird. I don't mind, but the reality is, I'm praying for the day that you figure out the truth. Not like a aha, told you so. Just for you. Not for me. I don't need you to believe me. I don't need you to believe me. I'm not on trial. I don't need you to believe me at all. I honestly don't care whether you believe me or not no more. I need you to figure out the truth for you, and I don't know if that is actually going to feel better or worse. But the truth will set you free. And this was my truth. So good luck to you in life. Good luck to you and your family. Good luck to my beautiful nieces and nephew. I love them forever. And look, talk about them, make me cry. I love them. And y'all made a mistake. And you guys are wrong. Y'all can live with it. Don't beat yourself up when you figure out I was telling the truth. You might even find a way to justify, yeah, well, maybe if you weren't laced, then something, 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 or something, 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 or something, 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 because I'm always to blame, and I'm all right with that. Y'all be blessed. Truthfully, this ended up being a lot longer than I thought it would be, and so I'm going to post it on YouTube. It's private, but to be honest, this is my life, and I have nothing to be ashamed about. And oh my God, what's so embarrassing is I was laced and I had just admitted my wrongdoing, how I had catfished these people that I loved tremendously all these years. And then to be laced with LSD, I can't even, that's why one of them think I have multiple personality disorder. I'm just now remembering that walking through that store with you that I thought she was kidnapped. So I can't even imagine what I said to them. But that's karma. I'm okay with that. But I'm okay with all of it, actually. I'm over the human version of feeling this. I understand why it all happened. I can go into my human and be sad and feel it like a human would, and then I can come out of it and listen from the higher perspective and my soul perspective and remember what was hindsight 2020, and I remember and I understood exactly why everything happened. So trust me, I might cry and I might feel this way. I've done so much healing and I've healed through it that I already know why it all was meant to happen. But that's that God stuff and that spirituality stuff that when I talk about it made y'all think I was crazy. It's so real. You will see. I know that I am gonna move mountains on this earth, possibly quite literally. And I'm not high on PCP. I actually am high on life and high in elevation. I have done, now let me tell you the truth real quick. I have done magic. I'm not at the point where I can move stuff yet. Well, I don't know is that called telekinesis? I'm not there yet because hell, y'all didn't believe me so long. I definitely didn't believe me. But I am at where I can prove if people stay with me, that I have magical and spiritual gifts. People call it magic. I call it my power. Everybody has it. I figured it out. All those times when I was like, oh, the numbers, and I keep saying all these numbers. I know I just followed the trail. I just stopped telling y'all. I told you I could talk to mom. I'm sure y'all thought I was. If you want to know the truth, I probably was high on PCP then, didn't know it. But this is the blessing and the curse. I didn't understand it. It was the worst experience of my life when I went through all of that. But it is a hallucinogen, and it did something. It did something. In a sense of I was able to connect. And then it showed me my gifts that I didn't know. So I'm blessed. I lost a lot, but I gained so much more. If you could ever believe, but you can't even believe me that I was laced, so I don't think that you could believe me here. So this was for you. I'll make another video for my people. They still might see this one because I have nothing to hide. I'm so honest. I'm an open book. There's nobody that I've told this story to. I never told it in full like this. There's nobody that I've told my story and that said I was to blame, except for my own family. You gotta wonder why. But anyway, yeah, so you know what? I'm probably just gonna post this public. I'm gonna try to leave it at private until y'all watch it, but honestly, I don't know when you'll watch it and when you won't. So no, and I don't really care about you being upset about it being public or not, because this is my story too. Y'all didn't want to hear it, so maybe other people will. Maybe somebody else went through something and was laced and people didn't believe them. I know that people that have been, and now I'm going to have to see if I got to edit out the words that I use, but when people have been assaulted, like essayed, or all of these things, when people don't believe them, I get it. I even didn't believe somebody before. You know? So maybe this is for them. Y'all not the only ones. Some of the people closest to me I thought would believe me. Yeah, I'm gonna make this public. Maybe this might touch more than just you. I don't even know if it'll touch you. And let me get off, because sometimes I can come off condescending and an ass, because sometimes my true emotions do be pissed and my higher self don't give a fuck. And sometimes because I was in this for so long. So I'm rambling. I don't care. I can ramble. This is my channel. If you don't want to listen, you could turn it off. But, and so if be honest, I'm trying to figure out, do I delete them from Facebook? Do I delete you from Facebook? Do I not? I think I am. The truth of the matter is, it was so hard to see my nephews grow up, my nephew and nieces grow up. Well, see my nephew grow up and then not even get to be there when my nieces were born. Oh, by the way, Tasha, I had figured out that you were going to have twins also, because Aurora came to me. That's the truth. And she told me that she was going to be, she said, I'll be back. And I'm telling you the truth. I thought that I would share this with you in a happier note, to be honest. None of y'all believed my spiritual gifts, so I didn't tell nobody them for a long time. And so anyway, yeah, no, do you want, yeah, anyway, regardless, yeah, and she said she's gonna have twins, and I'll be one of them. I'll let you guess which one it is. I'll let you guess which one she is. It's kind of obvious, but you could believe it if you want to. If that hummingbird comes to you, that's your passed on loved one, y'all might want to start communicating with the spirits and your guides and stuff, and they can give you the answers. Ask your guides if what I'm saying is true. But there was so much I want to share with y'all on who I truly am and the person. Yeah, let me not leave it on the bitter note. Let me leave it on the note of who I am, because I was in that vibration for a long time. So that's why I come off as, or kind of angry or this or that. Who I am now is who you, Chris, have a hard time accepting. I'm highly intelligent, highly intellectual. I am highly clairvoyant. I've done a lot of things, and there were so many things I want to share with y'all, because now I can do some really cool stuff. And now I can manifest, and now I can make trees communicate with me. There's so many things, and I'm still learning. And one reason why I'm going to Thailand is because the temples, the Buddhism, it's gonna be magical. But I do a lot of cool things that I never got to share with y'all. What y'all saw at the beginning with the numbers and that was just the beginning. It got beautiful, and then because of my PTSD, I actually thought I was crazy. Because I was laced, I actually thought I was crazy. So I didn't believe. I even put my spirituality aside because I thought it was something. I didn't believe in myself, and now that I do, I'm not shying away from what I know to be true because there's other people out there that actually are not on drugs. So, and that experience and know and share the same wisdom that I do. And I'll even tell you a secret, because I'm good at a lot of things, and you know this, I mastered it. And only a few people know just how much I have mastered it. That doesn't mean my ascension isn't over, but I'm going to tell you the level of consciousness I got to, not even the Pope would believe. Honestly, never mind. Okay? So talk to your guides, pray, meditate. Try meditation, because you don't have to believe me when a god or your spirit guides, any of your passed on loved ones. Chris, grandma told me she would be yours. Reach out. They're going to tell you, and when you finally hear from that spirit, and it's going to blow your mind, something you cannot explain. You're going to pray that somebody was there to witness it and that they'll believe you. I would. And that'll be the moment you know. You don't have to hit me up a moment before. But it should be, I want them to make it so magical that it brings you to your knees. Not in punishment, but in just glee, awe, blessings. So now that I'm like mid-range between my higher self and Camilla, who is still trying to make sure she gets out all of her. By the way, you get to speak to my soul. My soul is very respectful. When I say Camilla, it's the doctor might say, "Oh yes, it's disassociation." No, I've gone through all that. But regardless, when you feel that, you'll know. And maybe however many years, I don't care if it takes 10, 20, 30. At that time, yeah, I'd probably be okay knowing like, oh, I finally figured out that you were telling the truth. Obviously, I won't care no more. I won't even care after I press stop. But the moment you know, it'll be nice just to say, just to let me know that you know that I was telling the truth. Peace of mind. If you can't do anything else for me in life, when you figure out that I'm being honest, I'll probably be super famous by then anyway. Not that I care about fame, but with the things that I'm going to show this world, I'll probably be well known. Hit up my lawyer. Hit up my assistant. Let them know that you figured out I was telling the truth. I might even announce it, because it will be a great day for me. Anyways, be blessed. I wish y'all nothing but success and happiness. And everybody gonna be like, why'd you keep going and keep going? Yeah, because I can. This can go for 10 hours if I care. But I'll never wish ill will on y'all. I forgive y'all. I've been forgiving y'all for the things y'all didn't know y'all were doing. And obviously I got to forgive y'all again for these texts and the audio in your wrongness. But I forgive you. I don't care. They didn't even bother me at all. Like, I didn't cry. It didn't touch me the wrong way. All it did was make me feel sorry for you, because y'all just were talking out the side of your neck because it was wrong. So it just sucks that y'all have punished yourselves like this so long, thinking that your family member did something. That is a sucky reality, to think that you can't trust your. Y'all watch too many movies. My life was a movie. Some crazy stuff happened, but the family betrayal part, Chris, that's not our story. That may be Tasha's story. That's not our story. So don't let nobody come into into our dynamic and make you think that all of a sudden you can't trust your sister. That's crazy talk. So that's wild. Nah, I ain't even got nothing to say on that. Y'all be blessed. Yeah, so no, I am grateful that Chris convinced you not to let them throw me under the jail and give me 15 years. But no, I don't give that glory to Chris at all. I give it to God. He didn't believe in my innocence. Maybe that faith of a mustard seed did, but God knew I was innocent. The divine. That's why I didn't get 15 years and I got 3.5 months and a year's and that's why I'm moving to Thailand. God willing, if they accept me with the felony that I got for being laced with PCP.